Hello, it's Bronwyn Cooper, podiatrist and principal here at Barefoot Science Australia. Now, I've been a podiatrist who's been putting things into patients' shoes and under their feet for about 50 years. So I've had a query about wearability of Barefoot Science. So I find the quickest way to address that is to do this short video, particularly for those health professionals who don't fit orthotics and devices under feet as much as we podiatrists do. So here's a collection of my own. I've had about 9 pair of Barefoot Science in the 15 years since I've been bringing them into Australia. And you'll see, here is my first, I've still got the other halves of these, by the way, but here's my first pair from 2010. And if you look at this, I've narrowed it down to fit into a fashion shoe. And you might just pick up on the video the top cover. For those not familiar with these terms, the top cover is the fabric that covers the main part of any insole or orthotic device. Now, if you look underneath, the plate's still sitting there intact, but I can feel with my fingers that's probably half the thickness to what it originally was. But of course, if you've got multiple pairs, it's like having multiple pairs of shoes. They'll last longer and you'll get more wear and tear. And if my feet feel a bit swollen or I'm wearing a fashion shoe, I'll go to my thinnest pair. So if we look at this pair, you'll see that the protective plate and different models over the years, the material has been different. It's not really a plate, it's a protective, I think they call it a scuff plate, shock dissipating material. It's gone completely off that one. Does that affect its wear? Not particularly, but the top cover's held up better with that fabric, although to be fair, these haven't been worn as much as that one. Now, I've had a query from someone who thinks they've developed heel pain that because they think their Barefoot Science have worn down in the heel, and I'm just showing you this pair, which I think are 3 years old, my newest pair in the shoes today. Once you'll actually see the dog has chewed this one. Now, I can wear this, and in my busy life, to be honest, I've been meaning to fix it up a bit and haven't. The blue ring has come out or come off that normally surrounds the gap or the slot where the resistance plugs go. So the arch muscle activation of the arch muscle resistance plugs sit in that slot there, and it's only the adhesive ones that will stay in place once that ring's gone. A hint, you can always spot glue with super glue that back in place if the client still has it. So I'm showing you these because this particular model, the top cover didn't wear as well as the other ones here. That pair is about, I think, 12 years old, but I don't wear them very much. Now, once again, the dog really got to that one, as you can see. But I still can wear these, and indeed what some patients would do, I mean, most we try and get a new pair, especially if they're claiming on their health fund, at least every 2 years, and rotate them. It's like having sports shoes or any other shoes. They'll last longer, particularly rubber materials, if you've got a couple of pair and you rotate them. Now, can this cause a problem? Almost certainly not when it's looking just like this. So if somebody's developed heel pain since they've been wearing this, it's not impossible. It's related to wearing Barefoot Science, especially if it wasn't the correct size. It's almost impossible though, in my view, and I've done thousands of pairs of these in 15 years. So if somebody had bought them from us online and rang from out of town and they had developed heel pain, I'd be suggesting they try and either do a telehealth with me or get to a local clinician, but they could in fact use one of their earlier resistance plugs and sit it in underneath the two, like of the same colour, to form a temporary cushioned heel raise to rest the pressure on the heel. That's not addressing whatever the cause is. So as clinicians, if any of you get a patient thinking that they're worn abnormally, and this video is in response to an interstate client of another health professional, not sure if her new heel discomfort is being caused by the inner sole. So if they're the right size, and particularly if they're not too wide. If someone's on the cusp of different sizes, you can always trim 1 millimetre off the side to make it a bit narrower. I often do that for a woman's slip-on fashion shoe, court shoe, a moccasin, loafer like a Skechers, slip-on Skechers, go walk, etc. So I've tried to help you to better understand that yes, these things do last. Just because the top cover might get a bit tatty, I could actually spot glue that even with super glue. Doesn't mean the rubber is the problem, but really the insole is the vehicle for putting this pressure under the central dome of the foot, as you know, where that proprioceptive rich area is. That is the reason why these are so brilliant at how they work for all of the various things they work for. So any other queries, please get back in touch and let me know if you find this video helpful. Thank you.